So let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. I've been chatting again, so now we're late. And have your feet flat on the floor if you're not sitting cross-legged. Shoulders are aligned with your hips, and your hands can be just resting in your lap. And imagine your spine is this beautiful string of pearls of light. So I don't know about you, but all I need to do is kind of sit. This is as far as I get before I start to kind of sink in. So maybe put some space in between your vertebrae. Just lengthen the back of the neck. And go to the crown of the head and relax your scalp and your forehead and the eyes, the back of the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth, the back of the tongue, the temples, your jaw. And just relax the back of the head, and if you've constricted your neck again, just again put a little bit of length in the back of the neck. Allowing your chin to drop just a little bit, not too far down. Now relax your shoulders, and your throat, and your chest, and your belly, and all of your limbs. So just be aware of any sound in your environment. Try not to follow the sounds. And then just check in with yourself. How are you this evening, this morning, this midday? What's going on? You doing okay? Just notice where your mind's at now versus where it was maybe this morning when you first woke up. And then just all the people of our life, our friends, our enemies, our strangers, relationships that are interchangeable. And they're all equal. They all want to be happy. They don't want to suffer. And they all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life. And by extension, all sentient beings. And just a quick thought for Kimberly. I just saw her. She's on some pretty heavy duty drugs. So her face look seems quite, it's a little bit swollen. And I think a little uncomfortable for her. So just send some good thoughts her way. And then think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind. So equally, we can create positivity instead. We can change it. We start with this power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And, think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and so having harmed others, we ourselves will experience suffering in the future. We know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I don't want this suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And regret our anger, attachment, and the rest, our delusions, cause of why we harm others. And then think, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor who has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing Buddha to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So you see this as a healing rather than, it is a purification, but think of it as healing yourself. So you imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And he has a beautiful, radiant face and compassionate eyes, a sweet red mouth. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right holds a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and there being crossed represents enlightenment, infinite wisdom, infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So we have a section here on compassion, developing compassion. So we need to rely upon other beings to develop compassion, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of someone you may have harmed recently, and then in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result as suffering for them sometime in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. And then we come to this power remedy. And this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body, and imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sending powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you have ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything except benefit others with your body. And now is the purification of our speech. So imagine again, Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body. Except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking about others behind their backs and getting other people to agree with you, all our inappropriate speech, not knowing when to say what. That's kind of like will have the most benefit for another human being. So just imagine all of this uncertainty, this not knowing, this, irresponsible, inappropriate speech, completely purified by this powerful nectar filling you and just kind of pushing out the top as we recite the mantra again. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe. So be delighted now that your speech is completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. And next is the purification of our mind, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So you imagine you've walked into a room, it's pitch black, and you flick on the switch. The light that comes instantly dispels the darkness. So you imagine the same. It's like this. The light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, and instantly all the darkness of the negativity of your mind is purified. Delusions, anxiety, depression, anger, bitterness, grudges, jealousy, disappointments, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajra mami mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya satra ahom pe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita. Drita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajra mami mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya satra ahom pe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita. Drita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra ahom pe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita. Drita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita. Drita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita. Drita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra ahom pe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita. Drita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra ahom pe. So imagine all the delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others, with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think that there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness, wisdom, bliss, compassion. So next, the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. It's just a little residue that's left behind. So imagine the nectar flowing down, pushing out all the negativity of the body, the nectar flowing up, pushing out all the negativities of the speech, and then the light coming and blasting all the delusions, and it's happening all at the same time. And it eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your consciousness. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita. Drita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra ahom pe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita. Drita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra ahom pe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita. Drita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra ahom pe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita. Drita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra ahom pe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita. Drita meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Drita meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anurakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Drita meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anurakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So now feel completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Just imagine even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now the power of resolve, and this is the fourth step in the purification process. And it's really very crucial because here we have to decide, I want to refrain from harming. So just decide. This is what you want to do. This is why you're here. And then it becomes really easy. All of a sudden you have then a little more patience to take out an ant that's running around the kitchen. I have a lot here right now, so I'm spending quite a bit of time taking one or two ants out at a time. What I notice about ants is that when one of their friends dies, the other ones come to kind of rescue it. It's amazing. If they're injured or they've somehow died, got drowned in some water or something, they'll come and get them and take them away. It's extraordinary. So it's kind of like this sense of community and taking care, and this thing is it's like tiny weeny little things. I think there's more to nature than we really know. So I think rejoice in your efforts for coming along this evening, this morning, this afternoon, and then think of something you'd like to work on between now and tomorrow. Maybe just to develop a little bit more awareness about where you're walking. It actually is a mantra to blow on the feet, on your tires and your car. It's in the FPMT prayer book if you're interested. And then just think Vajrasattva is delighted with us, wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown, and think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Rinpoche recommends to meditate on emptiness. So you think in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. We can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And you can think that the way things appear to me may not also be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. All right, let's do chanting the names of Manjushri. Commanding powers and great miracles, with driving force supreme, with speed unmatched, renowned great Lord of foremost majesty, most valorous owing to his great might. Destroying the massive mountain of becoming, unyielding, holding strong, a massive Vajra. Great terrifying Lord, the great cruel one, provoking fear in great and daunting creatures. Protector as the greatest of all vidyas, a guru as the greatest of all mantras. traversing well the Mahayana path, himself the Mahayana's foremost way. All right, everyone. Let's have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, for a swift discovery of Lama Zopa Rinpoche's unmistaken reincarnation, and then for all of your own individual teachers, the ones who are helping you on the path, the ones you can email and talk to and like that. All right, everyone. Lots of love.